What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Canes Insight Daily podcast powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. It's my favorite day of the week. Took a little break last week. You were in New Orleans hobnobbing with the big boys.
Was it your favorite day of the week last week?
No, it was actually.
Did you say it was your favorite day of the week before?
Did I say it, Pete? I don't think I did. I think I said it was a lukewarm Wednesday. But we picked up the business here on Wednesday. Canes off season. It's February. Got a new defensive tackles coach. A little bit more to talk about. It's been a little light the past week.
Yeah, this episode is going to be very light on football knowledge. I'm telling you that right now.
Well,
it's going to be heavy on Prince Speedos, professional wrestling. Perhaps we'll get into the Great American Race a little bit. Pop culture, no doubt. Maybe some Canes basketball. Encouraging signs out of Coral Gables. Pete, hop in.
I just realized I was on from the start, and I just removed myself.
Pete, hop in.
What a night, man! Euphoria in the Gables last night. The Wasco Center was jumping. I mean, it was.
Was it?
No, it really was. It was.
It was.
Yeah, it was. It had, with these last rough 2 seasons, it was one of the more invigorating nights of my life over the last 18 months. And
wow.
Quite frankly, I can't wait to see who the new hire is as head coach, because I need that feeling back in my life.
Is that arrow starting to point upwards a little bit?
Bill Courtney, he's making me feel things. He's making me feel things. I'm starting to believe, man. He has the fellas. Coach Courtney has the fellas playing hard. That bench has been consolidated. I think Jalen Blackman doesn't look like he's with the team anymore.
That's how it's been consolidated. Players have quit on this team. Literally,
that bench has been shortened. Jaleel Bethia played 32 minutes last night. He was getting comfortable. He had a smile on his face. The body language was good on the court. The body language was good courtside. I was feeling good.
Where were your feet?
Sit on wood, man.
Yeah. I mean, we're on wood.
That's what I'm saying. That it was good on the court by the players, and then that made me happy. So I was there with a big smile. I'm just, dude. This is as happy I've been from an athletics win since I don't know when the Gators win it. Opening win of the season. That's the feeling that this gave me, and I'm just, man, I'm pumped up, man. I can't wait to see who the next head coach is.
Well, that was a lot to process. Part of me wants to listen to Orange Insight today, because if we think we're down bad, they just lost to us. That is an unrecognizable basketball.
That was a 5-win ACC team. I'll let you know.
They're well under 500.
Pete, you were going to go to Syracuse at one point, right? I know you.
I actually had a scholarship to go there, man, and I passed it up for something other than sports, of course. But man, I made
passed
the right
up
decision.
A Scully from Syracuse. Yeah. That's like the media mafia.
And I didn't have one from Miami, so I'm still paying for that. But
he had dreams of being the next Bob Costas. Now we're here in Flagler talking about Bill Courtney and the Miami Hurricanes.
And one of the best moments of his life from the last 18 months.
Well, the last 18 months, without a doubt. And again, Coach Courtney has the fellas playing hard. Let me tell you something. Do not let this team sneak into the ACC tournament. Not every team makes it. They're getting hot at the right time here.
What's the magic number? How many games out are we?
Man, they're a couple games back still.
It's pretty bad.
Again, don't let this team get hot. That's really the last thing that you want to happen if you're an ACC foe. Reminds me a lot of that Georgia team that won the SEC years back. They were the worst team in the SEC. End up being a 14 seed in the NCAA tournament. I could see this team having a similar fate.
All right, so within the conference, we are lumped in. Hey, look, we're not the only 2-win. We jumped up. We're still in last. 2 wins with NC State and Boston College. Notre Dame's in our
and
our
had
sights.
BC down 18. I'll remind you about that one on the road early in the ACC season. I'm telling you, man, this team is they're getting hot at the right time.
Winless in the conference on the road.
And there's a lot of teams that are like that at this point of the season.
There's 2 other teams that are like that at this point in the season. There are teams that are right there at the bottom with Miami. Well, so how many teams get left out of the ACC tournament? Is it 2?
Yes, believe 2.
So look, they just need to catch BC. Well, let's check games in hand right now because I see these teams. They're ice cold. You got NC State 8 on the trot losing. Right now, Miami's the hottest team at the bottom of the standings right now that I'm looking at. 2 conference wins in their last 4 games.
Yeah, and people forget that. They really do.
They really do.
People really do forget that.
It's flying under the radar. It really, really is. And that's what happens though when you dug yourself in this hole and they're fighting now. They're scratching, they're clawing, and they're battling. And
I've got bad news though, Pete. We don't play BC. We've already lost to BC once this season. No games upcoming against BC. However, they can leap NC State provided we keep treading water like this. The final regular season game, it's going to be at home. You want to talk about scenes, potentially for the last spot in the ACC men's basketball tournament, Miami hosting NC State. Oof. Can you imagine? Theater of dreams?
The chills are going down my spine.
So a lot of Canes football news as well. We talked about Damian Lewis, defensive tackles coach.
Yeah, cool. That's all right. You said a lot of news. All right, so that's headliner.
Running back out of Ohio, Favor Aki, set an official visit to the Canes and may come to the school.
All right, so that's the sub headline. You said a lot of news, so go ahead, rifle through them. You look vascular today, by the way.
You know what? I've been a little too heavy to wear the black one, the black Croqueta County shirt representing Islas Canarias, best Cuban restaurant in Miami. So I've been wearing kind of the long sleeve white fishing shirt. So I've decided I lost a little bit of weight.
You got a little pump in today, huh?
A little back and by.
Yeah, a little back and by day. That's why you got the veins.
Had to fit into this shirt just to represent what is the finest Cuban food experience in Miami.
Have you thought about doing the forearm exercises? Because the forearm, in terms of optics, backs, biceps are for show.
Yeah.
The forearms actually really help with that.
I mean, you don't notice this thing right here? What do you think I'm doing?
So do you do the exercises? I get the targeted IG ads for
I mean, compared to, Lex Luger with the titanium rod, in the
you have the titanium Lex Luger rod?
And potentially, I mean, you tell me. I mean, what does this look like?
It does not look like you have well, I know that Pete is all about workout culture. Pete, do you do
Pete's forearm is quite strong.
Do I do the
squeezy forearm things? You get IG targeted?
Nah. I don't work the forearms as a separate muscle group.
No, so I never get around to forearms either.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if you're doing your dumbbell work, they'll strengthen themselves.
Yeah, we're in a chat that is dedicated to fitness. It's the only chat that I've been in with Pete that he hasn't rage quit. It's dedicated to 2 things: the world of fitness and red meat.
Oh, yeah.
You're never allowed in it.
That's fine.
You are banned. Not shadow banned. I'm here to tell you, you will never join the meaty men.
I'm in a plant-based chat with Tom Brady, Sting.
You are not. You are most definitely not in a chat with them. And it's not even the most impressive Sting. The other Sting looks great. Yeah, he looks great. I saw his last match. The guy still had it throughout his the very end of his career.
If he was plant-based, he'd still be splashing people.
Maybe he is plant-based
now. What, the white face?
No, he's got to have that was a red meat diet.
Daniel Bryan broke his neck, was retired, and came back simply because of the plant diet.
Edge was a red meat guy the whole way, and he came back too.
I'm worried about him.
Yeah.
All right. So what we got?
Red meat's not bad. What is it about red meat that you don't like?
I love. I mean, I loved it. I loved it.
It's just a lifestyle change.
I saw Tom Brady win a Super Bowl at the age of 45.
Mm-hmm.
I saw Chris Paul take the Suns to the NBA Finals that same year.
That was actually more of a horse bleep season than the bubble.
I'm just saying, this all happened simultaneously. My wife, who had just finished a lot of cancer treatment, went to the diet, and she was looking like Tony Braxton. I was fat as hell, looking like Tony Soprano, drinking alcohol, fat as hell. So seeing all these things at the same time, led me to do this whole thing and get back in shape.
You think we can ever get you back in the red meat game?
This is all red meat right here, baby. This is certified beef product, man. What's wrong with you? Get out of here.
All right, so let's causing all you were running through the headlines.
I was out. I was out of favor of Kier.
Well, I was gonna say I was excited. Favor. Yeah. Okay, because your pronunciation, I can never trust you on these pronunciations. Favor Aki. It looks like.
Okay. roll the highlights, Pete.
I am. So he's Cameroonian, it looks like, which
that gets you excited.
It does.
That's big for our AFCONs chat.
Yeah, of course.
Surprised I didn't see news of this break in there.
I'm pulling up the huddle now.
All right. Well, we can buy time. Other news and notes from across the nation. In a bit of a surprising move, Matt Patricia goes to Ohio State. I saw Gabby Urrutia tweet out, "Wow." I'm not sure it's wow worthy. I guess the big surprise here is that he doesn't go to UNC.
Has he ever done anything good?
No, I mean,
talk about not on a vegan diet. The guy looks horrible. Has he ever done anything good?
He had success with the New England Patriots as a coach on their staff, and then
who hasn't?
Since then, yeah, it's been.
Well, I mean, I'll tell you who hasn't. Anybody who's been on that staff without Tom Brady. But of the people that were there with Tom Brady, who didn't have success?
Mm-hmm. No, fair enough. And dating back to Charlie Weiss, I think Romeo Crennel had a good season. Who was the best of the assistants? Vrabel, no doubt.
The only good one.
And now he's back. They brought him back. That's an excellent point on Mike Vrabel. It's easy to forget. A lot of names that go through in passing. I'm sure there's some personnel guys that have gone out and done well. All right, so what are we looking at here, Pete?
Favor.
Okay, so from Ohio, 10-9 speed. This guy's between Miami and USC. Got a crystal ball.
Whoa, look at those strides.
That's 10. Look, you see those strides? That's the track speed. 10-9 speed. Over two, I think he's about 200 pounds, but he looks like a big dude. Got some balance. Number 7 running back overall on the composite.
Whoa!
So, Miami's had a streak of top 10 running backs from Fletcher to Jordan Lyle to Gerard Pringle.
That's a Jordan Lyle run right there at USF.
We were there live. But yeah, man, the game-breaking speed, I think, and the size, those are two things we're trying to add here. Pringle definitely had the speed. A guy like Fletcher had the size. Lyle may have both. This guy definitely has both.
I like this.
I think the concern with him would be, he's not maybe the most slippery guy, but man, he breaks a lot of tackles. There you see some moves right there. Look at this guy breaking tackles.
Long strides too. I mean, once he gets to the open field, it's like,
this is good tape right here.
Yeah,
this is good stuff.
He says he hates Ohio. He wants to get out of the cold weather.
Kyle says, "Give me an Ashton Genty comp."
Pete corrected that quick because we did a podcast.
Isn't he bigger
on our national show, the group chat football live? Go ahead and subscribe to that one if you haven't yet. But Pete pronounced that this guy's Ashton Genty. Which one is the right one?
See, now you're messed up.
I stay wrong. What is it, Genty? Or Genty?
I was saying Genty. It's Genty.
They got really pissed off at you in Boise State. I thought those guys were supposed to be like jolly. There you go. Look at the physical finish.
Yeah, way to finish that run. All right, I'm a fan. I like this.
We're getting a faster Mark Walton comparison.
There it is.
He's big, right? What are the he's way bigger than Genty.
Yeah, he's about 200 pounds, 6 foot, 6'1".
Well, Genty's built, but his frame.
Oof, look at the spin move.
This guy looks taller.
I will say this. I am seeing more momentum from this Miami Hurricanes recruiting class as we sit here February 12th than I did last year. I know it feels like I say that every year, but you're starting to see some of that here. This guy's a top 10 pick in the top 10 back in the nation. I believe he's a composite top 100 player, close to it, and he just got crystal balled by Steve Wilfong to the Canes. Just said his official
crystal ball.
Yeah, crystal ball.
Sweet, that's great.
Yeah.
All right, so he's coming.
We'll see. We'll see a little earlier.
Kyle says, "I would say, Pete, he is closer to Genty than Nico is to Cam Ward."
No. You weren't here when we were breaking down the tape. I think Nichols better than Cam Ward after what we saw.
The thing is,
you embarrass yourself with that take.
I didn't have to say it. I just played the clip and let the comments say it. I just asked if it looked familiar, and the comments were pretty quick to say it was Cam Ward.
Correct me if I'm wrong. We said Tim Tebow meets Cam Ward.
Right, you're right.
I understood this running.
Ward's not a runner.
Juan Manuel Ventura has an important question, guys.
What's that?
Pete, D Money, and Mike, what is your opinion of Kendrick Lamar and Serena Williams sing and dance on Drake R.I.P. career?
That's great. That's a great job producing because we don't have much on Canes football today, and I think I don't know is there more red meat on this bone?
I mean, I'm sure. Have you guys talked about this on the national show for 2 hours?
No, we actually didn't. No, you'd be surprised. We haven't really talked about that much. Look, this may be a controversial opinion. I like all Super Bowl halftime shows. I like that everyone is formulating an opinion all at the same time. Most people are generally locked in. I like that we all have an event that we fixate on for about 13 minutes. It holds our attention. Even the bad ones, with the exception of Maroon 5. I think I find the entertainment. I found the entertainment value in Maroon 5 being bad. Sometimes it encapsulates a time. I'm I'm a little bummed that I finally reached the age where the Super Bowl shows used to historically cater to old souls like myself and my demo. Now they've just decided they're going to go contemporary, which the end result is going to be like, man, Katy Perry really headlined a Super Bowl halftime show. Man,
great
Maroon
show.
5? It was
Katy
really
Perry
good.
was
Katy Perry was really good.
Hold the horses.
No, that was Hold the Lion. That was visually stunning. I was a big fan of the Katy Perry thing, but we have Black Eyed Peas, certain things that you look back on like, man, Black Eyed Peas, really, they were on that level. Yeah, they were on that level. It wasn't a good show. I think it was also like one of the first contemporary ones. But to the question
in fact, it was 3008, I believe.
Yeah. Well, I was 2000 and late. I was watching this with a keen eye. Kendrick Lamar is my favorite MC of all time. I love his catalog. One of my criticisms is a pretty common one. I wish he celebrated some of the deeper Good Kid, Mad City type of stuff, but I understand. You have 13 minutes. You're there to sell records. I got a pretty good inkling from his press availability beforehand that he was very much going to do the more contemporary stuff, which was all good. My criticisms are the song selection at the start led for people who kind of were skeptical to check out.
Yeah,
he didn't hook him in right away. I think he should have probably led with Humble or something that kind of banged at the start to get people a little bit more invested. What's the matter?
You're not gonna like this news.
What?
Kadarius Toney arrested.
No!
After he strangled a woman.
Oh. No. Now I got to delete all my
Let me ask you.
There is recruiting news, breaking recruiting news.
No.
Let's go.
I know we're jumping all over the place here. But Jackson Cantwell just sent this tweet out 15 minutes ago as Emmanuel Iheanacho is down to 11. And I guess Cantwell, the three schools that they have in common are Oregon, Miami, and Georgia, as we see here on this
Twin
tweet.
Towers. I love it.
How do I delete a thread?
Well, yeah. So Tony, get rid of that one. Is it appropriate for me to tweet when a Gator recruit does something terrible? Usually on the field, I like to tweet another Gator bust. I don't want to minimize, a strangulation, but is it appropriate to tweet another Gator bust for the strangulation arrest?
Damn.
Pete, what do you think? I know you're a man of taste and class.
This sucks.
I mean, it's probably not something that when I was in journalism school they would have suggested, but I'm also not sure that we follow many journalistic standards.
Don't draft Gators is the thing. Oh, Ghost and Devon Donaldson, thank you. I wish this was done already. I hate that this hasn't been done yet. We need a Kiss halftime show. Would have been incredible. Absolutely unbelievable.
They would have said yes. That
would have been. I'll say this on Kendrick Lamar. I'm a hip hop fan. As you know from just watching the preseason pods and my song selection on those, I'm not a big fan of hip hop live. I saw Wu-Tang at what's the park there in downtown where they used to do
Bayfront.
Bayfront. They were great. Saw Nas at the House of Blues. Great. Yeah. Other than that, I'm not. I want to listen to what they're saying, as opposed to just. It's hard to get the words out.
This is one of my main issues because I've seen Kendrick Lamar a bunch of times, and I would prior to the Super Bowl. I would have told you with so much conviction that in terms of how they sound live, Kendrick is one of the best hip hop performers there is. My main issue outside of the song selection was really the audio mixing. I thought was pretty poor.
Yeah, it's hard to hear
early on, and that's not the way those are supposed to go. It didn't sound bad like inside the stadium from what I understand, but the audio mixing that Fox came out with did not do him any favors. There was one track that there was certainly backing vocals. SZA was lip syncing, and during that song, Kendrick was too. And that song sounded so much clearer than the other stuff. So there was something with a live mixing that was off that put him behind the eight ball. That being said, I thought that there were stunning visuals. We do this thing when sometimes people get all offended because something is just, aggressively black. There wasn't a white dancer out there. I thought it was poignant. Right, you picked the right time, but the wrong guy. But a lot of the things have been read into incorrectly. There are really deep rabbit holes that you can go down as to what he was doing with Drake and the meta stuff that he was doing with Uncle Sam and what he was doing with Serena. The Serena thing I thought was a little interesting given Serena's past. Serena had lost a half-sister to a drive-by shooting in Compton, and then she shows up crip walking. That's how much Drake pissed her off.
Yeah.
It was kind of crazy, but there are iconic visuals there. Like he became memeable. You want to win. I mean, he had already won this. The horse was long since dead. He won all the Grammys, but to do it in what is now the most watched Super Bowl halftime show ever, supplanting Michael Jackson's halftime show, when he turns his head and he says,
Yeah, good
Say
little
Drake.
picture there. Yeah, good
Yeah,
picture there.
like when he won like 10-8 round after 10-8 round after 10-8 round. So I thought that it encapsulated a time. I wish the audio mixing was better, so I can tell you, trust me, he's a great hip hop performer, fantastic live. But the mixing was a disappointment, and you could nitpick at the song choices.
You know, I know I'm washed because I'm watching this thing and I'm like, man, can't we get Adele? You know what I mean? Can't we get Adele? She's dating an American guy, right? She's still with Rich Paul.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Get Adele.
I'm sure she'll be in the mix.
She should be right in the mix. Did she get like out of favor when she lost weight? Like,
no, I'm sure she'll like it. Sometimes it also lines up with like albums to promote.
True.
And I'm sure that maybe it wouldn't shock me in the least if she's been approached and said no. Adele, kind of an odd choice for like a Super Bowl halftime show because you want something a little bit more upbeat. That being said, Kendrick wasn't super upbeat.
Let the voice soar. We're old, man. We are old. We're too old for this.
Mm-hmm.
The kids don't even watch football. The kids like watching people play video games. So for the old people that like to watch football, let's get some old people music is what I'm saying.
I'm with you as someone that is now in that demo that wants to see some of these legacy acts, some of these older bands, we can mix it up. Like rock just is always ignored in the Grammys. I would love to see the Red Hot Chili Peppers up there, even though I know they were part of that Bruno Mars halftime show. I'd like to see them get their own show. I'd like to see the Killers. I think the Killers would really
a little late for that one.
I actually think it's look, they created one of the biggest songs of all time. Mr. Brightside is like our generation Sweet Caroline. It is absolutely, you may have your feelings about that.
Pete, how old are you?
He knows the songs of Mr. Brightside. He knows the lyrics of Mr. Brightside.
I don't know what that song. I thought you were talking about the bar. I don't know what that song is. I like. Okay, if I heard the song, I might know, but I don't. No, I don't know what that is. I have no.
If he doesn't know, goes to Val Donaldson and say we need a DJ Volume 2026 halftime show.
I mean, he's been playing a lot of stuff from 2006 at his 2025 gig. So maybe we can go back in time and get that done. I really hope we do something about the music. We don't have to switch DJ Volume, but I hope DJ Volume learns.
Yeah, I don't know. Next year, we're running out of people. We'll see. I guess we didn't have Kendrick Lamar projected for this year.
Mm-hmm.
So who knows who's going to.
I would really love to see the Killers. I thought they should have done Vegas. And I understand why people are like, well, they're not big enough. Yeah, they're not big enough because like shows like the Grammys and the Super Bowl aren't taking an investment in rock music.
Very deceptive name, by the way. Like I heard when they came out, it's like the Killers. I'm like, all right, let's rock the Killers. And you put the record on, and it's like, the name doesn't match the band. Jerry Lee Lewis, they called him the Killer, and not only did the music rock, he killed people as well. So the guy's name was appropriate for what he was doing. The Killers, I'm not seeing a lot of killing.
I think they're Mormon too.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I like the Mormons.
Yeah.
We should get some more of them on this team.
More Mormons.
More Mormons on the Canes. Yeah. We breached the Samoan, gap, right? Mormons would be the next step. If Mario can get some Mormons out here, he's the best recruiter of all time. I've seen them out here at my door sweating, handing out stuff. So there's some here like on a mission.
You know what I would do that would be like really outside the box? Like Hans Zimmer. I'd do a Hans Zimmer Super Bowl halftime show. I have a couple of outside the box Super Bowl halftime shows.
Did you do the national anthem for Saudi Arabia or something?
Yeah, it's in our chat because D's in the chat now. I was going to say it.
I
know who Hans Zimmer is because he's doing our national anthem.
You know who Hans Zimmer is, but you don't know Mr. Brightside. Okay, that's cool. That's all right.
Well, I know the name Hans Zimmer because he's working on our anthem.
Yeah.
Saudi Arabia's.
All right.
Adopted nation.
Okay. Well, I would my outside the box Super Bowl halftime shows ideas are Hans Zimmer. This one's like surprising, and I'm probably gonna get killed in the comments, but I would. Hey, Lin-Manuel Miranda, mega mix, go for it. You have the Moana songs going for the kids. You have the kids. It becomes a big family thing. Maybe mix in some Hamilton. You have Encanto, which was a massive record. Like, I think you like hit so many demos, and it's like one of those sleepers that no one really knows. Like, if you did like a Quincy Jones retrospective, you're like, holy cow, I can't believe this guy's got so many bangers. Then you put Lin-Manuel Miranda there. You get the kids in.
It's Juan Manuel Ventura.
It's not. And another idea would be like give a stand-up comedian 13 minutes. Like give Chappelle 13 minutes, give Mulaney 13 minutes, give Bill Burr 13 minutes.
That's not a bad idea. It doesn't have to be music, right? It's a show.
Yeah.
It's a halftime show.
Or let's just go to halftime heat and have Mankind and the Rock brawl.
You took my idea.
No,
That's what I was
really.
about to say. Or you can have Creed. We talked about Creed in the past, right? So if you have Creed, here's what how it works.
All right, Barry Gelfo.
Carry on ready for the football conversation. It's February 12th.
Your name is Barry Gelfo. Out of here, dog.
Gary Gelfo.
Is it Barry Gelfo or Gelfo?
We love Gary.
Save the crap for later and get to the football conversation. We got to the football conversation. There's a crystal ball for a dude that is from Ohio that we like. Damian Lewis is on the staff now. Cool. We have proof of concept. Hey, come through here, become a big-time defensive tackle. Would you like us to talk about Carson Beck and his arm again for the 15th time? It's February.
Looking good.
So Barry Gelfo.
The Creed. Here's how I say Creed. We talked about Creed in the past. I don't want to overdo the Creed.
Dallas needs to get him.
Here's why I say Creed. Because for the young people that think they're all cool with their fake mustaches, you've seen those people that they wear mustaches and they don't actually like how they look. It's just trying to be ironic with the
Timothy
mustaches.
Chalamet.
I'm not saying any names. The people that have ironic mustaches, the ironic crowd, they'll be like, oh, Creed, I like this ironically. But then the grown-ups could be like, man, this is actually rocking right now. It's a stadium situation and enjoy it that way. I think that's a good one. Hip-hop, I'm not sure, man. I don't know. I don't know.
How about Creed goes back home? And by home, I
Orlando,
mean,
Florida?
No, they go to Jerry World.
Oh, you bring them back
on things, and they do the exact same set.
Would rock.
I have a Scott Stapp Cowboys jersey, a number 11 Scott Stapp Cowboys jersey that I made myself before they started making them.
He wore a Canes jersey for. I gotta send that to the chat. Yeah, I'm trying to think of a hip hop. Like I don't know. We did those verses forever. That should have settled who does the halftime show.
Hove.
The person who won the most verses.
Block is a little hot around Hove now, as you can imagine, but Hove would make a lot of sense.
A lot of honestly, the two best candidates. I hate to say it, are. I mean,
might be Drake.
Drake could be one. Think of the
It's
best
in Dallas next year. Is that
no?
where
It's in San Francisco.
San Fran.
If you think of the best candidates,
Train.
Yeah, for hip hop. I mean, Kanye, you can't do now. He's done.
No, he's done.
So that one's out. He would have been. He should have been the one.
He was coming back too.
He should have been the one.
It was almost safe to wear the Yeezys.
He should have been the one, but you can't use him. R. Kelly, R&B. I mean, he would have been the absolute best ever. He would have rivaled Prince, but he's in jail. You can't do that one.
I got one that I think they would be able to reunite, and keep an eye out for this one in 3 years. All right, because the rotation is San Francisco, LA, Atlanta, Outkast.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. That would be great. That's what they should do. That the creativity. Yeah, that's a good one right there. They're gonna be a little old at that point. Maybe do it sooner than later.
Yeah, they'll be all right. Big
I
boy.
like that idea.
Let me tell you something. Big boy ain't saying no.
No, it's a great idea. That's a great idea. Now we're talking. Good thinking out there.
Mm-hmm.
It's enough pop songs.
We had Big Boy on the show and we asked him about it, and he was like, "We've been approached once. 3 Sacks didn't want to do it just then and there, but like,
what's he got going on?
He just got nominated for Album of the Year
for the flute thing.
Yeah, that was a little ridiculous. Did you like that album?
I mean, I listened to it for like 2 seconds. I like the Future's use of the flute.
Yeah,
that was the best use of flute.
No doubt.
What up, guys?
I don't.
Guys.
Atlanta Future.
Why not Future?
Yes.
Why not Future?
Oh, see,
I'm in.
No,
I'm all in.
Okay.
That he has he has like the most discography in my albums and my music. Like that's my guy.
They can't one of the complaints is you can't understand rapping in that stadium atmosphere. You can't understand him that much anyways. You know what I mean? Because the way he's talking. So with the slur and the mumbling.
Half the people saying that one Pearl Jam is like the listen.
Oh, forget Pearl Jam, man. I'm not a big Pearl Jam guy. That's one thing I never got. It's too morose. You know what I mean?
Well, you want to talk about not being able to understand somebody. I can't understand Eddie Vedder for the life of me.
Word. And the songs are unfinished. Yellow Ledbetter, like someone said, there's a kid, like, it's a great song. It's like, they didn't finish the song. It's a demo. This name makes no sense. The song has it's not finished.
I like Pearl Jam.
Kid Rock finished the song, made Only God Knows Why, and it's the same exact song, just a finished song with the title.
Yeah.
He just took the demo and finished the song. Pearl Jam, like, I don't know. I don't see it with them. I'm again, the Pearl Jam fans are hardcore. They're gonna come after me with axes for that tape.
I don't think they will. I don't think they watch the Pearl Jam fan. Although, no, it's I
don't think anybody's
talk
watching. The Future of the Go. That's what I'm saying. Future at Super Bowl halftime will be like, it's loud. It's the right thing for
remember
a
when
stadium.
remember when he performed before the 49ers? I think it was like the NFC Championship game. How crazy the stadium went.
So it'd be insane.
You can
Commas, you can do the whole Dirty Sprite too.
Yeah, you could do it. Well, how about an Atlanta hip hop retrospective as a halftime show? You get Luda, you get Future, you get T.I., you get Outkast.
Yeah.
That way we check all our boxes here. And for California, the Bay Area, get Steve Perry on the line and let's make up. Come on, guys.
Is he even alive? I thought the lead singer is Filipino.
He's been broken up with Journey for a long time. You get Journey back together with Steve Perry.
So you're going to kick out the Filipino who's been putting in work
for threatening
2 decades?
He's been threatening to quit for a while now.
The Filipino has?
Yeah.
What's his problem? He's the best gig in the world.
He got negative reaction because he tried to go out there with like a bad voice one time and they dragged him and he put it out to vote. If you want me to leave the band, like feeling all
what a baby. The guy's got the best job in the world. He jumps into a band he's not even a part of and he's trying to leave?
We do want you to leave the band. We want Steve Perry back.
Wow. All right, good. Get him out of there. Get Steve Perry back.
What's your favorite Journey song? You haven't heard Don't Stop Believing? You have to know that.
I know that one.
There you go.
Mean,
so if he knows it,
I know that one.
If he knows it,
yeah, that's a good choice. I see the vision.
I know that one.
If that's my barometer. If Peter knows it, he doesn't know Mr. Brightside, but he knows Don't Stop Believing. Then it's got to be Journey.
That's a good vision. I like it.
Or E40.
All right. We fantasy booked the Super Bowl halftime show 3 years in advance.
I don't want Dead and Company. Guys, enough with the Dead and Company. I'm going to the Sphere to watch Dead and Company. I don't do jam bands.
What is Dead and Company?
Dead and Company
is Grateful
like,
Dead. That's the Grateful Dead people, man. Come on.
They're dead.
No,
no,
you got Bob
man.
Weir
That's
out there.
their
Dead and Company is like John Mayer.
Yeah,
they just like
their.
They drag Bob Weir out there and
talk about not finishing songs.
Right.
Whatever happened to finishing a song? The Beatles. Listen to the Beatles songs. They're like 2 minutes. They edit the song. Edit the song. These unfinished songs. That's my like Bob Dylan. That's my problem. Bob Dylan. 7 verses in the song. Finish the short song. Edit your songs.
Canes Cat 305. You got opinions. You want baseball talk?
We talk baseball.
We can talk hard.
We got opening day here on Friday. Pete, pull up the deals here. We got opening day on Friday.
What deals? Wait.
Oh, you know what?
Wrong
promo. Wrong promo.
Storm
but
sessions.
I'll tell you the deal right here. Friday, Valentine's Day. Take your girl to the light. They got Cane's blankets. They got the shakes. They got everything you need for a romantic night out.
The ultimate aphrodisiac.
Have you seen Max Galvin with that left-handed swing?
I was talking about the shakes.
This is going to be an incredible season. Maybe. It will be better than last year. I feel confident in saying. You got a lot of transfers. I've been out there at practice all the time. The pitching is a lot deeper. You got Nick Robert on Friday, Griffin Hugas on Saturday, Brian Walters on Sunday. That's going to be your weekend rotation. You got Jake Ogden from UNC Greensboro, scrappy, good hitter, playing shortstop. Max Galvin, lefty from Miami-Dade Community College / Oklahoma State. He could be one of the best hitters in the ACC. I'm calling it now. Daniel Cuvée, you know who he is, the best third baseman in America. I'm interviewing actually right after the show for Storm Sessions. It's going to be a fun squad, man.
See if he wants to come out to a battle court game, too.
A what?
A battle court match. Cessa Cyclones for Daniel Cuvée.
Let's do that.
Guys, I actually have something that we can discuss here, baseball related. They released the walk-up songs for every player. So I think we should go through it. Yeah. I did want to point out one thing, D. I was going to send it to you earlier, but I figured I'd save it for the show. Before we go one by one here, let's look at Todd Hudson's song here, By Your Grace, right? Yep. And then we will go to our good friend Alex Staniak.
No way. Who's Amayande? No way. Who is this?
I'm Audi.
De Jesus. I swear to God, this has been my dream walk-up song. I said it on this show. I said it for years. Audi De Jesus. I was going to say this right now. Oh, my God. What?
You got so happy.
You didn't even see what I was showing you.
No, it's staggering how happy
can I show you what I was going to show you?
Tego Calderon and La Bayade.
Did you notice what I was showing you?
No, I went straight to La Bayade.
Because I thought you'd find this funny, but, you know, obviously, let's see here.
Oh, my goodness.
We got your boy, Todd Hudson, By Your Grace.
Let's do it.
And then we have Alex Staniak, Hate Being Sober.
The font's the same too.
All right, but let's go. Let's go through it. Any of these other ones stick out?
De Tego Calderon.
We'll start here. This is the first one.
Pump it louder.
That is Tiesto and the Black Eyed Peas. So the Black Eyed Peas lead the clubhouse with 2 appearances on this lineup because Fergie is also represented on this for some reason. Easy Lover. Oh, wow. The first ever WrestleMania song. Don't invite, even if you're Philip Bailey, you don't invite Phil Collins to sing on your song. He took that from him.
So you know that.
Wow, look at Jake Kulikowski's song.
One thing about Phil Collins, he lived in Miami Beach for a while. His wife left him for some like 35-year-old like Broward dude. I think he went to Chaminade. He was friends with one of my friends. And the guy would be like posting on Instagram like all his clothes. He's like, this is Louis right here. Just with all of Phil Collins' money with his ex-wife, like his 60-year-old ex-wife with this dude.
Are you saying she's an easy lover?
Must have been. But I can see why the guy's pissed off. I don't think he lives in Miami anymore.
All right, next page. That was quite the
TV
reaction.
Off.
There.
All right, one of the great hip hop beats ever. Shout out to Mustard. Well, that was one of my favorite parts of the Kendrick Lamar halftime performance. As a producer myself, giving shine to Mustard, who like gave Kendrick some of the biggest songs ever and produced like one of the more recognizable beats ever. To have Mustard have his moment out there was pretty cool.
Wait, there's a guy named Will Smith on the team, and he chose a Will Smith song.
Yeah, Miami. But listen, so El Abayad de Mateo Calderon, first of all, the best album of all time as far as the reggaeton genre. Maybe Bad Bunny's kind of surpassed it since then, but I loved it. Sampling Minnie the Moocher from Cab Calloway, which if you go to Hurricane games, they used to play in the Orange Bowl. They don't play it anymore. The dun, 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 dun. You know that one? Put a little reggaeton beat on it. Classic song. Great walk-up. Amaury de Jesus, you're my new favorite player.
All right, so you think we're going to be better than last year, huh?
Oh, and I'm convinced at this point. All Eyes on Me by Tupac samples Burt Bacharach.
That's right.
Actually, Walk On By, Burt Bacharach's.
One of my favorite playlists, the one that you sent me.
The Bacharach?
Yeah, the Bacharach hip-hop samples. That was great stuff. All right, so, hey, you're 2 for 2 in breaking into programming, although the Kadarius Toney thing hurt me. I don't know how I'm going to process this one. I had to delete some tweets.
I knew D would like that one too.
I don't like it. I mean, it's honestly, all jokes aside, it's a very sad situation. But you cannot draft Gators. You just cannot do it. I mean, the guy that panned out for the Gators, like the best player they produced, is a serial killer. Have they produced a better player since Hernandez? Who's the best player besides Hernandez the Gators have produced?
Kadarius Toney.
No, yeah. Comments. Let me know if I'm getting this wrong. Have the Gators produced a Pro Bowl, all-pro caliber player who is not, a serial killer since Aaron Hernandez? I do not believe they have.
Didn't have a corner do well.
Joe Hayden was okay. I don't believe he's
no, but anybody. he was before Hernandez.
I think he was the last one.
Pouncey.
Those guys probably killed somebody too. They got
on the football field.
I've heard things. So, anyways, don't draft Gators. What are we doing?
I ain't doing that. I ain't signing off on that. I'm looking the other way.
That's what Urban Meyer did for many years. That's why these guys are killing everybody in the pros. So what we got here, Pete? What we got to talk about?
I'm actually looking at the list of Gators.
Are there any non-serial killers to make the Pro Bowl since Hernandez?
I am absolved of this segment. I am not co-signing on any.
Kyle Pitts, I don't believe he's killed anybody.
This is a comedy show not to be taken seriously.
There's not one that's really good.
That's honestly what I'm saying.
It's crazy.
That's what I'm saying. Don't draft Gators.
Kadarius Toney had 2 touchdowns in a Super Bowl against the Eagles. Kadarius Toney doesn't play in the Super Bowl against the Eagles, and the Eagles dominate. You do with that what you will. Damn shame, though. If those allegations are true, he must pay the price.
What we got, Pete? Give me something here.
Me?
You're the producer, man. By the way, Pete, you're doing an incredible job with the drop-ins.
Yeah.
The people are feeling the energy.
It was my mistake by touting the football prowess of the Pouncey twins. But I can move on to something else. We have songs of the week. We have wrestlers of the week. We have all sorts of things that we can get into here.
We do. Yeah. And the Canes won last night, man.
I know. You set the tone right there. Euphoric.
What a win.
Euphoric win.
All right. So what are we doing
Matthew
first?
Cleveland, by the way. I've always believed.
I've never.
He might be a future Storm Sessions guest. Always believed in Cleveland.
Okay,
I'm not just saying that ironically. Pete knows I was always the Cleveland defender.
Yeah.
Always.
I think we made
rock solid player. Pushed into roles he shouldn't have had. and is now doing this.
Jim Larinaga wanted him back badly. I have a rule: if you put the U upside down, no go. Sorry.
He did that?
Yeah, he did do that.
Wesley Bastante did that. He's sort of starting linebacker for the Canes.
That was before, like, if you go to another program in the college ranks and you do that before you get here, that's another reason why I didn't like Kendall Briles.
He's still here. He didn't leave. He didn't quit the team. In the
Wesley hasn't quit. So if he put the U upside down in his high school days, that's fine.
Shout out to Matthew Cleveland. I always believed.
Yeah, I mean,
Pete,
look at the heights we're soaring to right now.
Pete, what are you listening to right now? What's on your playlist? I know you discovered Billie Eilish.
You're soaring
recently.
Through the air.
I mean, I've just been listening to a lot of Central C, his new album.
Who's Central C? Talk to me about Central C. Who are they? I don't want to assume the pronouns.
It's not a they.
Is it a guy?
He's actually a Chelsea fan, so I'm surprised. He's good friends with Cole Palmer, so I'm surprised you don't. You don't know that, yeah. But let me see. We got was listening to some French Algerian rap earlier. Karim Benzema put me onto some stuff.
Yeah, look, France owes a lot to Algeria.
What's the song?
Dude, I don't even know.
What's the sound? I'm intrigued by this French Algerian
I would
rap.
play it, but we'll get hit with copyright. It's just like deep, dark rap beats. Like
there's a lot of great music out of France.
Yeah, really good stuff.
A lot of it's influenced by Algeria.
Yeah.
They owe their perhaps greatest footballer to Algeria.
Yep, Zizou.
Mm-hmm. You're a student of the game. I like that about you.
I am.
Pete's actually the most cultured guy. He's the only guy that gets every pronunciation right every single time. He can identify the region of Africa someone's from just by their name. I've seen him do it multiple times.
Yeah, I'm a man of culture.
Ooh, Metallica, I see it in the comments.
Yeah,
Bay Area.
That'd be a great one. That'd be a great one.
That's the one, huh?
That would be a great one. Yeah.
But it doesn't go really with what they've been doing lately. That's more what we've been talking about.
What have they been doing lately? I don't even know.
Which is contemporary acts. Like if you're big right now, you get to go right now. And that's how
big right now. Like
Rihanna was big. Lady Gaga was big.
Yeah, she's got that. We need an album from her.
It's coming out.
Really?
It's produced by Gessa Felstein.
Who's that?
Like, you haven't heard Abracadabra, the new track by her? She has a new song out.
Oh, I'm behind.
It was an entire commercial during the Grammy Awards. Like, the entire commercial break was her music video.
I put a pin in that. That's song of the week next week.
One of my favorite.
And by the way, Ghost of Navarre makes a good point here. I believe Rock Nation's the one in charge of. They are booking. All
yeah, as a part. Yeah, the NFL has empowered Jay-Z, so it'd be weird for Jay-Z to hire himself. But yeah, Metallica makes all the sense in the world. That'd be great.
Yeah, let's see where this goes. I like the fantasy book in Outcast. I think that's the one. All right, so song of the week. Mike, why don't you get us started here? I like the song you picked.
I want to talk about your song quite a bit. I have more to say about your song than I do about mine. But Muse is actually one of the great arena rock bands, and it's a lost genre because rock is, for many reasons, lost its stranglehold on the music scene. It's just not a part of the cultural zeitgeist right now, and I have all sorts of theories on that. MTV died. Award shows don't give it any shine. You don't have the opportunity to get invested, so why would you even consider an investment? It's a damn shame because they push boundaries. They are outspoken. They have things to say. However, rock radio is also dying, and they're not great at picking songs. But Muse was a great band, still are a great band. Muse has been in this game for 30 years. This is their 30th anniversary. If you've ever seen a Muse show, you know exactly what I'm talking about when I say this is one of the best acts in rock music. Arena rock is very theatrical. This is a mighty three-piece. There is so much sound that comes out of this three-piece. One of the best drummers on the planet. Incredible technological advancements with their guitar play. And the stage just comes alive when you see these guys. My favorite Muse track is this song, Hysteria. And I celebrate their entire catalog. But one of my favorite moments in live music that I had ever seen is Muse was headlining a Lollapalooza. It was pouring rain. Lollapalooza is infamous for all their evacuations. Muse played one song. They opened with Hysteria. My wife and I lost our freaking minds during this one song. They walked off the stage after it. The entire rest of the set was canceled, and we left satisfied. That is how hard this one song rocked at Lollapalooza. Muse is one of those bands that I can see over and over and over again and not get sick of. really underrated. I think that's because in part the front man is very ugly, not attractive at all, and that does not help him. Short, but did knock up Kate Hudson, I believe. Back to you.
Wait, hold on. Where are they from, by the way?
I assume the UK. Yeah.
Kate Hudson. I haven't heard that name in a while. What's she up to these days?
She has a lot of kids. Kate Hudson actually has a big.
Yeah, they're from the Tynemouth, UK.
Kate's she's got a.
What do you know about Tynemouth, Pete? I'm sure you got some insight into Tynemouth.
No, I don't. I'm just I'm looking it up here. And
she's got this like new basketball show coming up right now.
Kate Hudson?
Yeah.
It's in the
Justin
south.
Thoreau's
It's in the southwest, very south part of the UK. Not far from Bournemouth.
The Cherries,
yeah,
the Super Cherries,
great club.
Shout out to Jim Frivola, who I've campaigned for as in the past for athletic director. Check out Jim Frivola's track record. Wherever this guy goes, instantaneously the arrow points up. Oh, what, UFC? You're kind of struggling with your sponsorships? I'll come over there. Boom, corporate sponsorships up the wazoo. Business does better than ever with Jim Frivola there. Oh, you want to launch this hockey team, Vegas Golden Knights? All right, I'll come aboard. Stanley Cup first year. Boom. Guy goes to Bournemouth, a yo-yo club between the championship division and Premier League, can never get a foothold there. And Pete, guess what? The Super Cherries of Bournemouth are actually fighting for a position in European competition.
You know what's crazy? As I show you his Twitter page here, I sent Milos Kerkis's cut to my girlfriend yesterday and told her that I wanted to get this cut, and she said absolutely not. But I'm thinking about doing it.
Well, so their mascot is the Cherries.
Yeah, that's their nickname.
Do they have masks? Like, do they have that in soccer?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mascots?
Yeah, like they have a team name.
So, all right. So mascots it's a little different across the pond. The kids that walk out with the soccer players before the game, they call those mascots.
Huh.
But they do have like a mascot that shows up in like costume. But every team has a nickname. Like, I'm a Chelsea fan. Their nickname is the Blues. Manchester United, the Red Devils. Arsenal, the Gunners. Bournemouth, the Super Cherries.
Cherries. Good club. Up and coming.
But I mean, that track record is irrefutable from Jim Frivola. And I hope one day we get to see Jim Frivola as athletic director here. He was an assistant AD down here in Miami. If that guy got the opportunity to run the show, let me tell you something. This guy is an ass kicker, and the track record speaks for itself. Instantaneous success in like expansion hockey. What? Human cockfighting? What? The Bournemouth? What are you going to do in the Premier League with Bournemouth? The system is gamed against clubs like Bournemouth. Yeah. What I'll do is in year 2, I'll get us to Europe potentially. This guy is a superstar.
Do you think we could ever get cockfighting to take off in the United States?
I don't think
chickens.
So.
They're not like dogs. Like dogs, we don't kill dogs. So dog fighting, passe. But we do eat chickens.
It's just cruel. There's less cruel ways to do it.
If you want to follow me back down Flagler after this, I got a couple places I can take you.
You know, my father-in-law used to go to cockfights with his brother, and my wife was telling me, and I'm like, I want to go to one. She's like, you're a lawyer, you're gonna get caught, your whole career is ruined if you go to some stupid cockfight. It was like a huge fight about it, but it's a cultural thing. I know in Dominican they do it heavy. Obviously here in the Cuban neighborhoods they do it. I'm just saying we put these chickens in very tight environments to eat them as chicken. I don't eat chicken, so I'm just to me it's more cruel to eat a chicken than to watch a chicken battle valiantly in the arena.
You've been touching that third rail quite a bit today.
When you want to go,
go ahead. We'll play. Yeah, just go to your song, dude.
All right, so
I can answer Ghost of Navon Donaldson. I have listened to Emil and the Sniffers. I like them. I misread their name the first time, and I thought it was Anal and the Sniffers, which I at first was like, that's a hard no. But then I listened. I read a second time. I was like, okay, I was wrong.
What is that?
It's a kind of like a garage rock band. They have good songs. I like them. I like good garage rock. If you want a good local garage rock band, Jacuzzi Boys, legends in the garage rock scene. Just dirty, dip your hand in motor oil and slap that axe type of rock music. I like that stuff.
So you like to get down and dirty with the rock, but not with the Animal Combat?
Correct. Because I'm an empath.
What does that mean?
I have empathy.
For chickens?
Yep.
How many chickens have you eaten in the last 20 days?
I like to believe in my mind that they are rest to a peaceful sleep.
To just be a fillet?
Yeah. To be a
With
spicy
no honor?
chicken, to be a spicy chicken fillet, to be more precise.
So they're spiced up.
Mhm.
There's all these kind of chemicals put on them.
Mm.
They're served facelessly as opposed to being legends of the arena.
I'm not going there with you, man.
I'm just saying. Think about it.
I'm not going
I
there
don't eat
with you.
chickens. I respect chickens. I respect them so much. I want to see them get their moment of shine
not-
and to get their fame
I'm not
and
doing
be in the
this.
arena. So
You know what?
I'm speaking from a position of, I'm wearing the white hat here. I don't eat chickens. I've not killed a chicken in 3 years. You're out here eating chickens like Jeffrey Dahmer, and I'm out here just saying I would like to see them be part of this cultural experience that allows them to elevate and show their natural ability. That's all I'm saying.
We are playing a game of chicken, and I fold. I'm not doing this with you.
Hold on, Pete. Pull up the Islas Canarias spot. Let's go. Before we get to the song of the week.
Speaking of chicken,
Before we get to song of the week.
pollo.
Islas Canarias got a ton of new items. It is the absolute best Cuban food in the world, on planet Earth. You go see a movie, you go see some garage rock band, you go watch, a cockfight. Go to Islas Canarias right afterwards. Here we go. What do we got here?
That's bad judgment.
We got chicken soup, loaded fries, yuca bites, camarones enchilados, and crema de malanga. All new menu items at the Islas Canarias Express in Dayland, the dining pavilion. Plus, tomorrow, February 13th and February 14th, Valentine's Day, they're teaming up with House of Lilac. Get some flowers for your girl. #1 flower company in the city. I know that as well. They're not even a sponsor. I'm a customer. You can get some heart-shaped croqueta boxes. Impress your lady. Nothing's more romantic, aphrodisiastical than the heart-shaped croqueta box.
Is that a word?
From Islas Canarias. I am in love with you.
I am in love with you. That's actually very clever.
This Valentine's, say it with croquetas. Give the gift of Islas
He's
Canarias.
aphrodisiacating.
Man, it's like facing the southpaw today. He's got me on the ropes.
What am I saying?
I don't know
What
what's
am I
going
saying?
on here today.
What kind of slaughter are you going to have for dinner? And you're turning your nose up at me talking about.
I'm actually going to make a chicken pho.
You are?
Yeah, today.
Do you know anything about the chicken in the past?
No, I got it from HelloFresh.
Faceless.
Yeah, but I assume that, it was a peaceful.
How do you think he's going down? How do you think the chicken's dying?
I don't need my chicken to go out like William Wallace, dude. I really don't.
They make movies about him like 500 years later.
Did you ever hear Jim Harbaugh talk about turkey? He doesn't want to eat turkey because it's a nervous bird. I don't want to eat a chicken that has gone to that participates in a gladiator spectacle of cockfighting.
I'm glad you brought that up.
It makes it a nervous bird.
Does it? What do you think is a more nervous bird, Pete? He brought it up. What do you think is a more nervous bird? The bird that is in a factory farm with pooped on all day, going to the grinder. Is that a nervous bird? Or a bird that has the bravery, the courage to step up in the arena and fight? To me, the less nervous bird, the braver bird is the one in the arena. Call me crazy. I'm not an animal expert, but what can I say? Crazy. Enjoy your chicken. What is it? Are you going to eat this for dinner?
Pho.
What's that?
You don't know what pho is?
No, what's pho?
Sometimes it's called pho.
Oh, chicken pho.
It's pho.
Really?
Yeah, it's pho. It's like stopping short of the CK.
Huh.
That's why there's like whatever there is over the O.
Huh.
Yeah.
Like over the O.
Yeah, not an umlaut. Whatever
like the Martin Odegaard.
Yeah, kind of like that.
All right. Well, enjoy that dead nervous bird.
I can make a really good pho.
Is a gamecock a nervous bird? Absolutely not. I mean, what a name.
I don't know. Did you see Shane Beamer when Brett Bielema started walking him down in the bowl game?
Or ACC championships and the Miami Hurricanes, South Carolina.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. Oh man, it's gonna be a lot of line this year to get us up to speed.
Yeah, we gotta win this thing. This has been pretty embarrassing. Actually, it's been really embarrassing. We need to win this GD conference.
Sorry, I already got the songs lined up for the preseason podcast. We'll go over them after the show.
I actually have a take that I missed out on last week as we invoke sports before we get to your song. The ACC and ESPN extended their deal. ESPN had the ACC over a barrel. I've been highly critical of Jim Phillips. I think terrible leadership, terrible foresight. Doesn't even have the intestinal fortitude to rattle these cages that the birds that I eat are trapped in against their will. Just a terrible leader. But I thought he did as well as he could with this situation. It appears that Florida State, Clemson, and Miami have carve-outs for additional money. The really underreported loser in all of this, and I'm really angry with the ACC that they didn't strike when they had the opportunity when it came to Notre Dame and get Notre Dame when Notre Dame was OLI outside looking in during COVID, and they became an ACC member for 1 year. That shouldn't have been the way that it goes. Notre Dame sneakily lost this extension because I don't know if you saw this part in the agreement. Do you know what I'm talking about, Pete?
The more games that they play,
they have to like rotationally, like Florida State, Clemson, Miami won't go more than 2 to 3 years, according to early reports, without playing Notre Dame. We want the smoke. We like playing Notre Dame. That's a great rivalry. That's fine. Okay, cool. If it's a loss, it's a loss. Losses mean a little less, and that's a quality opponent. And hopefully, I don't think Marcus Freeman and them boys are going to go away anytime soon. I love playing Notre Dame more often. Notre Dame don't like playing us that often. I know that. And having to go to Death Valley, we'll see with Florida State. They may be actually happy about that development, but that's something to keep an eye on. And that's actually really good for Miami. So while I will take every opportunity to insult Jim Phillips, the man, and the poor leader that he is, in a bad situation, I thought he kind of maximized what he could here.
And look, clear path for the Canes. I mean, for the way it's set up right now, you just got to get in the tournament. And this is the easiest way in the tournament, or one of the easiest ways in the tournament. So if there could be some more financial parity where you're at least within striking distance, the fact that you have such an easier path to the playoff, it's a good win overall.
Yeah. And we need, look, this year, hopefully the schedule looks impressive on the front end. You don't know until these games get played how these teams are going to be. I have a feeling like we'll get all excited about Florida, and then they'll actually come down. Their win totals are pretty revelatory in that sense. But as we know, one of the big strikes against Miami, they lost 2 games by a combined 9 points. We agree that if they win that game against Syracuse, they're probably in. But who knows? They were trying to push SMU out by the end. It's who you play, and you can't control who you play. Well, this is one way to control who Miami plays a little bit, at least every 2 to 3 years. Have Notre Dame in there, which is widely respected by writers. Have an opportunity to get marquee wins there. I think this is a big win. It makes the most of a really bad situation here in the ACC.
No, love it. Pete, you pulled up a tweet. What were you trying to show us there?
You guys couldn't read the headline?
No, I couldn't.
Oh,
Give it to us.
I'll read it. Carson Beck has Marvel actor excited about the Hurricanes.
Oh, we got to give Danny some love.
There we go. Perfect seg. Shout out to Danny Ramirez. Captain America Brave New World comes out this weekend, getting rave reviews. Best Marvel movie in a while. Huge Canes fan. I mean, we're talking about this guy was at like Barcelona, Madrid, some crazy seats over there, and he was tweeting the group chat trying to find out what was going to happen with Simeon Barrow when he was flopping about potentially leaving the program. This guy is dialed in. He was on ESPN talking Canes. Shout out to Danny Ramirez.
Yeah, go support a great
Coral
Cane.
Park Zone.
Yeah, go support a great Cane. Watch Captain America Brave New World. Danny plays Falcon in that. And this is good for the program too. Let's get Danny to A-lister status so we can get more aggressive in the NIL game.
Love it. Love it. Brave New World. Check it out. We got a comment here from Scuba Steve on music. What about the used parentheses?
I listened to that song this morning, actually. They come up on my, I don't know why I sounded English there for a brief moment.
You're listening to too much Muse.
Yeah.
Too much Bournemouth.
I like the used. That album, I wore that unsurprisingly. I was a bit emo in high school. My freshman year, I burned that CD and I wore that album out. I like the used. Seen them in concert before. Mixed bag. The best days are behind them, but they represent a time, and that is an all-time banger. That stands the test of time. The Taste of Ink.
All right,
Buried Myself Alive, though. It's a great one.
Buried Myself Alive.
Buried Myself, yeah. That's a great song. Great emo song. Anthemic. That first album from the Used. I'm not even sure if that was their first album, but that breakthrough album by the Used when he was dating Kelly Osbourne. There were some really anthemic tracks there.
If the music was better, he probably wouldn't have to date Kelly Osbourne. Might be dating someone a little
Well, if he had a different genre, maybe if he had mumble rap, more people would actually pay attention to the music that he has. But that's the way society is right now. Look, we had the 50s, we had the 60s, and that's all we had, really. Rock and roll has been laying quite dormant. We had the hair metal for a little bit, and then grunge, but
you're not allowed to have fun anymore. That's the problem. You're not
when's
allowed
the
to
last
have fun.
time? When is the last time rock took over the pop culture zeitgeist? Grunge?
Grunge. And the last time it was good, I would say, would be Guns N' Roses. Probably
Grunge was good. Stop doing this. Stop doing this. Like, you can have your thoughts about Nirvana and Pearl Jam and Stone Temple Pilots and Soundgarden. These are good bands.
If they were good, why did it end with them?
Because Kurt Cobain killed himself.
So a lot of people died.
Pearl Jam.
A lot of people died in '67.
Pearl Jam is still doing very well for themselves. It didn't die. Like, it just, that era, the fashion, like, that all died with Kurt Cobain.
Why has rock not been relevant since that time?
Kurt Cobain killed two hot genres of rock music. He killed hair metal with a few simple chords and two bandmates. And then he killed his own genre when he tragically took his own life.
And then what happened after that?
Nu metal was probably the next thing in terms of infiltrating like pop culture. You had Jinko jeans and red backwards fitted Yankee caps, and it was a joke, but now nostalgia's come around back on it the way that it's coming back around on butt rock, which Creed is a part of.
I didn't go anywhere. Kid Rock, 99 Woodstock, the last great rock performance.
Scuba Steve says, never hear you guys mention Lincoln Park. That is surprising considering you live over that way, D.
That's Lincoln Road.
Oh.
Yeah, that's Lincoln Road. Yeah. And not a big Lincoln Park guy. You know, bad rapping, bad singing.
I didn't mind the new album. I'm giving the new singer a chance.
The new album?
Yeah, they have a new album with a new singer.
From Philippines?
No, not. It's not the dude from Journey. This is a lady, actually, and they're playing a festival that I'm going to at the epicenter of racing in Daytona. I go to it every year, and this. Wow, we're never going to get to your song of the week.
Let's get it. No, let's get this. We should have done this earlier.
The Great American Race, baby. Team Hendrick. We are repping the 5 as we normally do. Now, Kyle Larson has never won a Daytona 500. Is the missing piece for his legacy. Will he do it? It is a very difficult race. You got to be careful going into turn 1. Be very careful going into turn 1. This race always has the big one. It starts at 2:30 p.m. Please, if you haven't given NASCAR a chance, this is the time to do it. Electric young drivers, balanced throughout. You have Hamlin, you have Larson, you have Bell, you have Blaney, you have Logano, who is a perfect villain. Even though he won last year, he's clutch. He gets lucky. He's not the best driver. He doesn't have the best car, but he finds ways to win. It is great. Oh, and if you're not, say it's not your thing. Motorsports really weren't my thing. When I was a kid, I loved Dale. During the pandemic, I got into it, and then I got away from it. Last year, hook, line, and sinker. You know what got me? Melting on my couch after 2 gummies and just eating garbage. Watching NASCAR. Now, if NASCAR is on opposite the NFL got the small TVs. NASCAR gets a big TV.
What was the hook? What was the moment? I know where you were mentally, but what was going on the screen?
What was going on the screen was cars going fast. I like cars going fast. And I like ovals, and I like good driving. I like aggressive driving. I like big ones. I like wrecks. I like good aggressive driving, and Kyle Larson does that. I love the broadcast. The broadcasts are exceptional. The access that you get now, you can go on the Max app, and you can get the driver's dash cam and comms. So I think I'm be doing that because I'm a big Kyle Larson guy. Can't wait for Homestead down here in March. I'm going to probably go to Mexico City for that race. Going to do the Chicago street race again. I am absolutely hooked. This is one of the best televised products in all of sports. Look, you got nothing going on. Monday's a holiday. Bring your family around the TV and watch the Great American Race, and maybe you'll get into it, the Daytona 500.
You know what? I do need a new sport because basketball to me is dead. After I look at Twitter, I see Dalton Connect said he had a miss. He cannot play games because he's still processing the fact that he got traded from the Lakers and then brought back. Still processing, so he cannot play the basketball games. Not a death, not a sickness. He's processing a trade.
I've got a different take on that. I know people have been labeling it soft and stuff. You're rich. He hasn't made that much money in the league. He hasn't made that much money in the league.
Do you think poor people miss games to process?
I think poor people miss things because they're processing how hard life is. And
they don't. They have to work. That's why
every job has its hardships. Like I would hate to go into a room where nobody wants me in there. Thankfully, you guys are welcoming. Well, Pete, a little less so. There are certain days that are better than others, but no one likes going into a room that they know that they're not necessarily welcome, that everybody clearly wanted them out of.
You got to do it. You still got to play.
He will. Like
Alonzo Mourning got his kidney taken out, and he came back and won a championship. This guy can't even process.
He
can't process.
He was wanted. He was wanted to return.
Yeah, he wanted to return. His kidney didn't return, and he still came in there, was blocking, winning an NBA Finals for the Miami Heat, playing ball. This guy
give the kid a couple
processing.
Days. Give the kid a couple days.
To what?
To process.
What is that? What does the process entail? What's he going to be doing? Listening to the used?
Possibly. Yeah. You know, you didn't watch LA Knight on SmackDown? That'll make you less of a man. Yeah. Cry.
This guy didn't. What? He got traded. Who cares? He didn't even get traded. He didn't even have to move. He thought he had to move and then came back to his same house.
Well, I'm an empath.
Where's the Kane show from Michigan?
The Kane show is on during the fall.
Here we go. We got a comment.
Look,
here.
I most certainly didn't tell Jim Larinaga to bring back Matt Cleveland and Nigel Pack. I actually told him the opposite. So this is his fault.
Juan Manuel Ventura says, I like big-breasted, aggressive women drivers that are fast women, smiley face. Any woman meet the criteria there in NASCAR? Any big-breasted, aggressive women drivers that are fast women?
Well, I don't think there's any women going for this one. There's the duels, which are non-charter. So there's a charter in NASCAR. It's very controversial. So some teams are just given spots. They have these open duels for these teams that are non-chartered to race for them. And there are some absolute legends going for this, for these open spots in Daytona. Helio Castroneves is actually racing in one of these open duels to get a spot in the Daytona 500, be one of the few people that's
my dad's boy.
He's done an Indy 500. To do a Daytona 500 would be really impressive. Jimmy Johnson, not the coach that possibly retired. I don't know what was going on with that.
Yeah, that's weird.
That was really weird. Jimmy Johnson, the NASCAR legends, racing in it. Martin Truex, who we just had a big emotional goodbye to, he's racing in a different car. So there's
is Tony Stewart still chugging along?
He is. He used to co-own Stewart Haas, which is no longer a thing.
I got a great segue here from 352 MLW. He's saying too many weirdos in rock and roll, not enough talented black artists. So I'm going to segue to a talented black weirdo who did an album that was kind of rock and roll. And that is Prince with his, to me, classic album, Dirty Mind.
I love this.
And Pete's coming in strong
Tayshaun Prince.
Look at Pete coming in strong today. What a
doesn't know
performance.
Mr. Brightside, but can throw up a Tayshaun Prince. You know what Pat Riley said about this man's shot? Not Peters, but Tayshaun Prince. His shot is like snow falling off a bamboo leaf.
That might also apply to Prince, who had a terrific jump shot as well, according to Reputation. So Prince, Dirty Mind, this is early in his career. As you can see there with the Speedo. I remember being when I lived up in the DMV area, being on the train, listening to this album, and people would see it and see me looking at this dude in the Speedo, wonder what the hell's going on.
We should make a bet where the loser wears this outfit.
I mean, I hope it's me for the sake of America. So Prince,
Dirty Mind. What are you talking
Mind,
about?
Like, you think you pull that off?
Yeah, I think I can now.
Maybe. I'm not in the red meat
arrows
fitness
are
chat.
pointing in the opposite directions here lately. You're the guy that's
He's
saying
not
like,
in the meaty men chat. We'll let his ignorance.
You know
we'll let his ignorance continue.
This may be a box cut shirt, but underneath, boxy cuts.
We should both show up in this outfit next show, and so wait till see what the comments say. So Prince, Dirty Mind.
I don't think there's going to be any comments. I don't think anyone's going to.
I don't think there might not be a next show.
Prince, Dirty Mind. Great album. Came out early in his career. He was still doing everything, which I think he did for most of his career, but definitely at this era was, writing, producing, playing all the instruments. What I like about this one is like new wave punk era. It was a little punky, a little new wavy, but what I like is it was stripped down, not just in terms of the Speedo wearing, but in terms of the musical part of it. Prince, to me, needed an editor later in his career. He was doing too much. Didn't have anybody to tell him, like, hey, man, relax.
Yeah.
Let's tighten, because he didn't listen to anybody. He was a one-man show. He didn't have a McCartney to say, hey, let's tighten this up a little bit. At this point, he had some minimalist flavor to him. And this song right here, When You Were Mine, about a guy with a promiscuous girlfriend. The girl, he's reminiscing on the better times when it was him, her, and then some other dude in the same bed. This is Prince at his weirdest, also at his most stripped down musically and otherwise. Great song, kind of like a 1950s rock and roll vibe to this one, mixed with new wave.
Kind of sounds a little Springsteen-y.
Not a bad point.
Yeah, the opening riff sounds like a Springsteen.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's like good like boat music. Yeah, I like this era of Prince. I don't think this is Prince at his weirdest. I think he got weirder. Artist formerly known did some weird stuff. That whole like 7 era, he was pretty weird. But he relished in that. You're right. He at a certain point he closed off additional people in his ear, and he got really self-involved, and the music got out there.
It wasn't good.
See if you can Google like the song that he produced for the Minnesota Vikings one time. It was a
Yeah,
disaster.
I remember that. It was
Just
not
a
very good.
Disaster.
It was worse than the Creed song.
Yeah, just disaster. But Prince, what can you say about this guy other than I wish we knew more? I'm really disappointed. Ezra Edelman, a great documentarian, Academy Award-winning filmmaker, did the OJ Made in America documentary.
that was great.
He did like a huge epic documentary on Prince. It's finished. You will never see it. Never. Netflix paid him for it. Like it will never.
Why the estate just said no?
The estate, which had agreed, upon seeing the final cut, said no. And the estate, I think last week, recently announced that they've cut a new deal with Netflix to produce one that is more up to their liking. So we will never see the Ezra Edelman one. Pablo Torre, a part of my Levitard and Friends network over at Metallark, did a great episode on the unseen Prince documentary, and it's a real shame. Also, we kind of know these things about Prince.
Yeah, Purple Rain isn't that his life kind of?
We kind of know these things about Prince. Do you think Michael Jackson died at the right time?
I mean, this is something I believe strongly. He died at a perfect time. Michael Jackson right now, they'd have him under the jail. Are you kidding me?
Are we sure he's dead?
Do you think he's with Tupac in Cuba?
Didn't say that. Could be in West Africa.
No, yeah. Michael Jackson, he imagine if the Netflix got a hold of Michael Jackson, the guy'd be cooked.
Oh, dude. He wouldn't have made it through 2017.
They got rid of the whale.
Yeah.
They got rid of what's my boy Tillakanon, the whale from they got rid of him. They got rid of R. Kelly.
Do you think he could have held on to like now where there's a societal shift where like Jonathan Majors is coming back already and like all these people are coming back?
You need to produce quality. Chris Rock
apples
said it
and
best.
Oranges, though, we'd agree.
Chris Rock said it best. You need a hit. You need hits. You need sustained hits. And Michael Jackson did not have hits. R. Kelly.
Oh, you rock my
R.
world.
Kelly got caught in 2000. Okay. That run from 2000 to about 2012 was probably the best run we've seen. At least I personally have seen of all genres. That allowed him to sustain his freedom. When the hits dried up, out he goes. The whale, when the whale stopped being as much of a novelty, Tillakanon, gone from SeaWorld. SeaWorld done. You got to sustain the hits. And MJ, you rock my world.
Miramax kept putting out hits.
Who did?
Miramax. Is that the whale?
Weinstein?
Is that the whale? I thought that was the whale.
No, I'm talking about Tillakanon, the whale that was eating people in SeaWorld.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm sorry. The actual whale.
Yeah, Blackfish. They got him out of there.
All right.
Weinstein?
I'm sorry. I thought we were talking about Harvey Weinstein.
He had hits?
The Miramax kept making hits.
Yeah. Well, maybe it's an exception. Kanye definitely stopped making hits. That guy's on borrowed time right now.
I mean, his time is done. I'm like, man, I felt like I'd worn Yeezys like a month ago. It seemed like, he got invited to Grammys things. Like it seemed as though, all right, Kanye, we'll give you another chance. He lost his mind. And something not totally unrelated to what happened with Michael Jackson in terms of like these gases.
The dentist, right? The dentist gets you high.
Dentist, like, yeah, he's allegedly, people in his circle, there have been exposés on this that allegedly he's addicted to nitrous oxide, laughing gas, and that it's like rotting his brain away. I don't want to let the man off the hook. I think like I hope this is not a political discussion. I hope we reach consensus here and that what he did over the weekend was vile. The NFL,
not a fan of the Nazi party.
Not a fan. Not a fan of selling it. Not a fan of doing any of that stuff. And I can't believe he got platformed by the NFL, like leading up to it, because he was already like starting that stuff. No, he had a commercial. He had a commercial that aired on Super Bowl Sunday, and the NFL didn't get taken to task nearly enough about allowing those.
I mean, look, I was advocating for cockfighting earlier on the show, so I'm not gonna get on my high horse. He just needs it. This guy needs a hit. You cannot be talking that wild when you're producing albums that are not classics. When you're producing classics, they let you get away with a little more. David Bowie was dressing like a Nazi, but he was still in his prime at that time.
He was skinny, wearing military outfits. Was it a Nazi? It wasn't a Nazi.
Nazi.
Look, I'm
Nazi adjacent.
I'm a big Bowie guy, and a lot of the stuff that surrounds Bowie surrounds Prince in terms of underage people.
Yeah. Man, we took a turn out here, Pete.
I'm letting you guys. I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
Let's switch
lost,
this. Talk about
so.
Kareem Benzema. Didn't that guy have a underage girl too?
Yeah, he's kind of survived it.
Is he still playing well?
I don't.
No, he went to Saudi, and no one that goes.
Yeah,
to Saudi,
he's playing. What are you talking about? He went to Saudi. Saudi. What do you mean? John Duran just went to Saudi. Al Nassr, 22 years old, one of the best young stars in the game, and you're gonna tell me he's done? It's the third best league in the world, man. Don't let these Westerners get into your head and affect your mind negatively.
You have it over Germany.
I mean,
you have what? Yeah, you have England, Spain.
England, Spain,
then the Saudis.
I mean, it's hand in hand, man. I'll tell you what it's better, definitely better than.
Oh, don't tell me MLS. Please stop.
I didn't say it.
I'm
I didn't
thankful for what they did for N'Golo Kante.
I didn't say it.
Was good to see that N'Golo Kante.
Yeah, and by the way, they said he was done, and you saw what he did at the Euros this year. It is a phenomenal league. Just got rid of Neymar. You saw the stuff he was pulling, sent him back to Brazil, to his childhood club. And guess what? Marcos Leonardo's waiting in the wings as the next young Brazilian right behind him. We're not feeling that loss at Al Hilal. I'll tell you that much. You know, it's all the media is doing what they want with this league. And I'll tell you what, we're not going to let it happen. It's the third best league in the world.
My wrestler of the week is Booker T.
Let's go.
Yeah. Booker T. Maybe this was, you know how like the origin story of Donald Trump's political career was the correspondence dinner.
Oh yeah.
Maybe the origin story of Hulk Hogan becoming an awful person was the faux pas that Booker T had in his promo when he said that he was coming for you.
Oh,
Booker T, as part of one of the great tag teams in WCW, Harlem Heat, two big jack dudes that were heels with Sensational Sherry.
The best manager. Maybe her and Heenan to me are the best.
Yeah,
I mean, Heyman's great.
Yeah,
Sherry. The difference between Sherry and Heyman is that both and Heenan, those two could take bumps. Heyman can't really. He takes a little bit of bumps, but Sherry and Heenan took bumps. I'm sorry for the sidetrack.
No. I like this pictures. The pictures that you selected here. The picture on the left side of the screen. That is of Booker T wrestling a couple of months ago. He had gone a couple of years.
He just returned. That's why I put it. Yeah.
And he looks great. The Spinneroonie, the singles run. My first ever wrestler of the week was Rick Martel. Is not given enough credit for making Booker T into a singles reputable star. The TV title back and forth, the best of 7 that they had was fantastic. It showed the world that Booker T can go. And then opportunity after opportunity started opening up at WCW, even though viewership declined. This guy had a big fat contract, could have stayed on the sidelines. And the reason why Vince McMahon was always so nice in giving opportunities to Booker T in terms of after retirement and big time marquee spots was Booker T didn't have to work. He wanted to work. He got involved, got a program with Stone Cold Steve Austin that lives to this day in terms of videos that the grocery store beat down.
Great stuff with Goldust too.
Great stuff. A great tag team pair. Like really found, as he aged, really found a comedic lane for him. One of the videos that always makes me laugh is when he was doing his like African royalty character in TNA and he decided to come into the microphone while he was calling the action. And then he was just like calling his own play-by-play, beating the crap out of guys. This guy's hilarious. Pop culture phenomenon with Bad Bunny has a song called Booker
Worldwide
T.
hit.
And this is one of the banger theme songs too. Anytime he comes out, like everyone,
Harlem Heat one?
Harlem Heat.
Oh, no question.
I think Jimmy Hart produced that. That is a great track.
He's got some great songs.
Oh, Jimmy Hart's like up there with Jim Johnson, like goat. But Booker T, big guy, huge guy, agile in the ring, fun on the mic, good comedic act, could be mean and scary if you needed him to be, could wrestle any kind of style of match. I like the King Booker stuff. I find everything that he did really funny. I'm not a huge fan of the play-by-play stuff, but even he goes viral week to week when Vancourt does that, his favorite move. The guy's just a trip. So Booker T is my wrestler of the week.
Should have gone over Triple H at WrestleMania. That's one of those.
Happy that you mentioned that. That's one of those that they really missed the mark. And those promos age like guacamole.
You know, that's wrestling, but you got to have the happy ending. You can't do all that and then he doesn't win. You can't, you got to win at the end. That's the whole idea.
Yep. Bad guy won there.
Yeah. So it wasn't loving that angle, the end of that angle. Got to win. Hopefully Booker T rushes Triple H one time and sets it straight. My wrestler of the week. So listen, talk about legends here. We didn't get the chance to do this after the Royal Rumble. You were in at the Super Bowl. There were a lot of takeaways from the Rumble. I thought the men's Rumble was outstanding. Thought the women's Rumble wasn't as good. You were missing you're missing Rhea Ripley. You were missing Tiffany Stratton. So you didn't have the same star power in the women's Rumble. The men's Rumble was really, really good.
I like the men's Rumble a lot. I thought it was, well booked, good surprises, and probably the most unpredictable Royal Rumble winner of all time.
Yeah, and a lot of star power. Jey Uso. I'm screwing up the names out here. Jey Uso had it. But to me, when you talk about the women's Rumble, the one moment that stood out was my girl, your girl, everybody's girl, Trish Stratus, delivering Stratisfaction to everybody watching. 49 years old, comes out, looks phenomenal, and was on point. She was hitting her spots. Mm-hmm. She was doing her thing. She was wearing the old cowboy hat, throwing it back to 25 years ago.
Yeah, this was apparently the outfit that she debuted in.
Look at that. It still fits like a glove. Trish Stratus. There were a lot of milk gifs on Twitter when this was going down. But I got to say, the look was outstanding. The performance in the ring was great. She could still go. She's the best seller this side of Ric Flair, in my opinion, and Shawn Michaels. Once you get past that tier, her selling is absolutely incredible. Still goes. Her timing was on. Her in-ring was good. I would keep using her. I think she's got a lot of miles left. Keep using Trish Stratus. It's not a novelty act. She is great. And power yoga, man. Get your girl in that power yoga.
I got to get into yoga.
You ever did yoga?
No, I'm not very pliable. Tom Brady wanted me to become pliable, but I'm just like tall. I know what I'm good at. It's like skiing. I'm like, I don't think I want to learn that at 39 years old.
I tell you, Mike, you look like Donnarumma out there, man.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
Yeah, you do.
Donnarumma. Oh, the goalie. Sorry, I thought you were. That sounds like a fancy new reggaeton.
I got a nice segue for you.
I thought it was Donnarumma. I'm like, who's this new reggaeton guy?
I got a nice segue for you. Keep Trish Stratus on the screen, but
yeah.
Mike, are you excited for Four Nations tonight?
Super excited for Four Nations tonight. I'm traveling to Montreal tomorrow. Going to go out there with 7 other friends, hitting up USA Finland tomorrow. And then Friday, a nice little Valentine's dinner with my boys up there. We're going to go to an emo versus Goss night. And then Saturday, we're going to do the double header. We're going to do Finland, Sweden in the afternoon. And then this game got a whole lot bigger all of a sudden. Canada versus the USA. That is going to be absolute scenes in Montreal. So we're going to that one. And then first thing Sunday morning, I'm hopping on a bird and I'm getting back in time to watch a Great American Race.
There you go. Are you going to be wearing the American gear? Are you going to be just kind of flaunting it in Quebec?
I've got 2 different American jerseys. I did pack a Finnish jersey to rep because a Finnish team has a bunch of Florida Panthers. Florida Panthers, well represented in the Four Nations. No team has more players in the Four Nations than the Florida Panthers. So I'm going to be repping Finland when they play Sweden, even though Sweden has a great Florida Panther in Gustav Forsling. I love hockey. I'm really excited about this. This is a one-off. We're never going to have an opportunity to see this again, potentially. So I'm really excited about this, and I think it's going to be a great time.
Got James Kane saying DDP yoga is easy and it works. I might try it, man. DDP looks great.
He does look great, and it's done a lot for other wrestlers. I think he should be given a Lifetime Achievement Award by like the WWE. Maybe does he have one of those unfortunately mentioned Warrior Awards?
Oh yeah,
for what he's done.
He's helped a lot of people.
He's helped a lot of people.
Jake the Snake, another one, right? He helped him.
Mm-hmm.
Juan Manuel Ventura wants to know, no talk of Toni Storm.
You know what? She should have been my wrestler of the week because she's headlining this card in Brisbane, AEW's Grand Slam. An exciting card on Saturday night that I will not be watching because I'll be at USA Canada. But I'm excited. I really like the program and the story that she's been telling with Mariah May.
Where's Brisbane? Is it Australia?
Yeah, it's Australia. Yeah. AEW Grand Slam is live from Australia this weekend.
Huh. All right. Yes. Good for them.
Maybe you tune in Saturday night. You basically have a free PLE.
Isn't Saturday night main event this Saturday?
Is it? No, I don't
Canes
think so.
baseball Saturday night.
Oh, yeah. Of course. A bit the light. P, you are the light.
I am Mark.
Yeah,
Light.
you are saved in my phone as Mark Light.
Yeah, well, that's who I am.
You are. I like watching you work, pal.
Kane's Insight. Check out the pod. Check out the playlist. We got the playlist going. Kane's Insight. Check it. Search for it on Apple Music, on Spotify. All these songs are on there. If you are still listening to this after an hour and 23 minutes,
with the most listeners we've had all show.
I know it's peaking at the right time.
Who do you like in Daytona, Pete?
Kurt Busch.
Kyle is racing. Kurt has, you may want to Google that one.
Did I do something bad again?
No, you didn't do anything bad. No,
I don't know. I mean,
you just mixed up a name. You wanted Kyle.
we should get those. You know those little
But
things. that,
Kurt raced,
Kurt was a good racer in his day, a multi-time champion.
Pete, what you need to do is
so he's not racing anymore.
No, he's got problems.
Pete, you need to get those little things that tell you what part of the show, like when people are searching for the show, so we could have, appropriately tabbed, like the Kanye West, the cockfighting, the Aaron Hernandez, the Saudi Arabia, just to make sure if anyone's trying to find Mike's comments on these particular topics.
Don't tag the Pouncies.
Riyadh is blue.
Go Canes.
See you next week. Maybe.
Hopefully.